Tonight, armed and on the run, police saying they're closing in on escaped killer Danilo Cavalcante after he was spotted and shot just last night. Cavalcante reportedly breaking into a house and stealing a .22 caliber rifle before running away into the woods. Authorities likely just missing the chance to apprehend him at that time. Police at this hour are now focusing in Chester County's South Coventry Township. You see it on your screen. It's about 20 miles north of the county prison that Cavalcante escaped from. There are armored vehicles converging on the scene tonight, as you can see. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro calling for the convicted killer to surrender, saying, quote, the gig is almost up. Well, Danny Freeman, of course, has been watching this now for day 13 of the hunt that is now growing more dangerous by the hour.
Cavalcante is considered armed and extremely dangerous.
The manhunt for escaped inmate Danilo Cavalcante escalating dramatically as Pennsylvania State Police revealed the convicted murderer now has a deadly weapon.
He is now armed with a .22 caliber rifle with a scope and flashlight mounted on it.
The stunning development happening overnight. Police say around 8 o'clock, a woman driving close to where Cavalcante ditched this stolen dairy farm van thought she saw the fugitive crouched on a road. Police arrived and followed muddy footprints to discover Cavalcante's discarded prison shoes.
Information was received from another resident in that immediate area that a pair of work boots had been stolen from a porch at her residence.
Search dogs tried to track Cavalcante's scent, but couldn't find him, according to authorities. Then, less than 2 hours later at 10:10 p.m., police said Cavalcante emerged again, entering a resident's open garage and stealing the .22 caliber rifle with a scope, flashlight, and ammo. When the homeowner saw Cavalcante in his garage, he fired his own handgun at him multiple times. Cavalcante still got away with the rifle.
We have no reason to believe that he is injured as a result of that shooting. I think he is just trying to survive and avoid being captured.
Police said officers arrived on scene within minutes but lost him. Authorities warning the community with a reverse 911 call.
Residents in the area are asked to continue to secure their homes and vehicles and remain vigilant.
Today, Lieutenant Colonel George Bivens defended the operation that has failed to capture the inmate after 13 days.
Our law enforcement people have done an amazing job tracking him and locating him, that proverbial needle in the haystack, and they've located that needle repeatedly. Nothing has gone wrong.
Nearly 500 law enforcement agents have now descended on a new perimeter in Chester County's South Coventry Township, about 25 miles north of the prison where Cavalcante crab-walked to freedom. Armored vehicles, horses, helicopters, and troopers with long guns flooding the area Tuesday, hoping to end this search.
It's a large area, wooded, hilly terrain. It's not something that it's a matter of just sending a few people in and searching. As I said, we've had a number of tactical teams operating in there through the night. We continue to have teams operating in there now. It will take a long time to clear that entire area, but we will continue until we do locate him.
And Aaron, the other piece of fascinating information that we learned today is police said Cavalcante actually knows where he is. They believe that he's been in this area before. All the more reason, police say, that you should be, if you live in this area, extra vigilant and lock your doors and lock your cars. Aaron?
All right, Danny, thank you very much. And I want to go now to John Moriarty. He's a fugitive hunter. He is one of the premier fugitive hunters, in fact, for the state of Texas. He's been involved in every prison escape in that state since 1989. Most recently, the highly publicized 42-day manhunt for the so-called Texas 7 last December. So, John, you know more about this than anybody, and you've been watching this here. Day 13, tomorrow will be 14. Police tonight say they think they know where he is after he was shot at by that homeowner last night. They say now it's just a matter of tracking him. What do you think? Are they going to get him? How much longer will this take?
I think they will probably within the next 24 to 48 hours. I mean, it appears to me they've got him laid down pretty good in that wooded area. And a lot of it will come down to dog work because it's so thick in there. It looks like that the dogs will have a better shot at rooting them out than anybody else.
It's kind of amazing, though, in this day and age, when you think about it. I mean, I know they're using bloodhounds to help track him, and you think that could be the key to it, the dogs.
Yeah, the dogs, the bloodhounds especially, but it all depends on how well trained they are. I've worked with some dogs that they couldn't find him if he had a pork chop around his neck.
Wow. Well, this is incredible that just that part of it. Of course, he's armed, relevant for the dogs as well as for the human beings that are involved in this. 22 caliber rifle with a scope mounted flashlight, we understand. This is a man who's serving time and convicted of killing 2 people. One of them is ex-girlfriend, who he stabbed 38 times in front of her 2 small children. Does that change how search teams should approach him or anything about this?
Well, absolutely. All of the officers that are in there are at risk. I mean, he could be setting up an ambush for them as he hears them coming in or coming towards him. Uh, he could use the weapon, to also take his own life, or have the stand up and have the police take his life. Suicide by cop.
Mm. What does the end game of a search look like this look like? I mean, and especially the weapon does obviously change it, as you point out, possibly.
Yeah, as far as the possibility, Aaron, of a home invasion type situation now that he's armed, is on a higher plane, as well as assaults on the police officers with the weapon, and uh, that I mean, it changed the game dramatically today. What happened last night?
All right, John. Well, we will see. I hope you're right that he's apprehended here in these next 24 hours, and with no injuries to anyone who apprehends him. Thank you so very much. I appreciate it.